Okay, real quick, guys. This is a conversation that started before we started recording. Okay, this was supposed to be just a quick conversation of something that will be happening next week. But I think it's worth bringing up some of these points we are making, especially like Nagayan and Ed's points. Ed, can you repeat what you said?
I
What's going on?
Well, I was saying that there needs to be a statute of limitations on being able to bring up sexual assault, and
Hmm.
it's, referring to the Trump situation, but also
Yeah.
the Andrew Tate situation, the that there's been a couple of these high profile cases. I wanted to say Kobe Bryant, but that one was a little bit different. But I don't believe a lot of these stories, man. I think a lot of
Well,
this stuff is being used to try and take down people.
okay. This is why I like to record because this explanation is like an explanation you give when once you already said what you had to say. Okay,
Yeah.
I like capturing the actual conversation. But this is me, right? Nagayan also brought up to our attention. What is your point, Nagayan, on this?
Yeah, basically, I wouldn't put a limitation on the amount of time one has to actually come forward with
Mm,
these cases because, in a sense, it's very at times hard. People can be fearsome of what will happen with them when they come out with the news, or what also, in some perspectives, in some cases, one's perspective is really, yeah, how do you call it? Is really tainted by some experience they might have had. And then the question is how real or how true was that story in the version of reality, in the sense that how real was the person's belief
perception.
and, yeah,
Mm.
perception, and the other person's intention. That's, I think,
So the thing is like okay, so this whole conversation is about, let's say, for example, Donald Trump being indicted for sexual harassment or sexual accusations. However you want to take that,
Assault.
no, if you don't, a sexual assault. There you go. Thank you, Ed. If you know, you know. If you don't, you should look it up, and then you will understand what we're talking about. And then Ed says there should be a statute of limitations, right? 1 year, 2 years, you said, right?
I'll be generous.
Nagayan
I'll give
said
him two.
2 years to be generous, he says. And then Nagayan says that a lot of times that's because kids don't know or they too young to understand that something's going wrong. Now, this
Even
is
even though we're
where
talking about grown women, but okay.
how old was this girl? Like 17, 18?
Dude, I didn't even look at it. I just said, here we go with Trump again. I'm done.
She was pretty older. It's
Yeah,
not
she
like a
looked
little
old
kid.
now, so I'm like,
Yeah,
when did this
yeah,
happen?
yeah, yeah. I don't know how old she was when this happened, but regardless of what, let's say for example, I asked Nagayan about him when he was 10 years old. Let's say, put yourself in this place, right? When you were not necessarily Nagayan,
I'm
those
gonna
who
look
are
it up. I'm
watching.
gonna look it up while you're talking.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, that's great. But guys, you watching, put yourself in this person's place. Let's say you was 12 years old, just to be you know exaggerated on how you understand things, right? You're 10 years old. Even when you was 10 years old, most people just realize when something is not right, when something is gonna get you in trouble, there's something you should not do. You realize it. There's a feeling you get. It's something that doesn't quite right. You even tell yourself or cope with yourself, hey, this is not usually what I do, but you know how things go for me or whatever. You know something is off, regardless of what. Unless you have been trained or pushed in a certain direction,
All right,
there's parents
got it.
who, go for it. Tell me.
She is currently 79 years old, and this happened 30 years ago.
Yeah.
whoa.
So there you go.
This is crazy.
Okay, but then I'll add to the story. What if someone powerful with a lot of money and a lot of ability to influence how one's career might go, that's also adding to the why one would or wouldn't come forward. If they would come forward, they could have ruined that person as marking them as crazy or whatever it is that they can throw at.
You can play it both ways, nigga, and you can make a counter argument either way.
Either way, indeed.
Yeah.
And that's...
You can also say, what if this woman was approached by some other people who paid her or something to try and take Trump down? You could go either way.
Exactly.
So to avoid all that, you say, hey, ladies, you got 2 years.
Okay, I wouldn't say 2 years, but yeah, indeed. I mean, 30 years, you said?
30.
30 years?
30. I'm looking at the article. 30.
And you were of age already. I mean, if it was a little kid, like I said, 12 years old.
Okay, I'll give you that. Little kid, yeah. So you can take these guys and you can just for forever, as long as you want, just hold this situation over their heads and drop it on them whenever you want. That's crazy.
It's just way too convenient. But they do say that once somebody comes out, the other ones feel a little more encouraged and a little more safe, a little more backed up. Okay, but come on.
You're talking about men that have access to anything they want. You don't have to force women to do anything. I don't think like people don't like professional athletes and stuff like that. Like these guys got to take a woman. Like no, they don't. Like women are lined up to be with these dudes. Like they don't have to take anything. Like this is crazy.
There are still some weird fetishes out there that people don't really talk about. And I don't know what Trump's case is or what kind of fetish he's into or if he's into any fetish. But if you add that to the equation, I mean
but we're reaching here. Like you're right, there's some weird people, but that's
I'm keeping just the perspective open. I mean I can talk a whole list of people that have been sexually indicted and that their case was actually a good case with a lot of backed up arguments and witnesses or how do you call it, victims. But yeah, in this case I don't know Trump as much as you do that, so I will
me and Trump are cool.
Judgment in the middle.
Wait, hold up. This is where we're going wrong. This is not about Donald Trump. This is about everyday dude. Like, if it happened to you, let's say you have a whole ton of money. And let's say you had Donald Trump's position, right? He has money, power, respect of so many, and destroying that would be in a lot of people's interests, in my opinion, right? And I'm not a Trump guy. I'm not this or that. I'm just saying it's obvious, right? It would be in your, like, so many people's interest. But actually, like, stain what you have to say, your reputation, your history, your legacy, let's say. So let's keep that in perspective. A lot of these girls, she was already of age. And a lot of times, like, you know, if I had that money and power, in my opinion, of course.
So like this woman was what, 49? 49 when this happened?
Yeah, no, 39. No?
40. 30. Wait, she's 79. So 79, you go, okay, yeah, you're right. 49. Is that what I said? 49. Yeah, 30 years ago, she would have been 49.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's still kind of old, man. That's kind of old. I think Trump would have went younger than that. Like, come on.
Bro, listen. But let's say 49. It doesn't matter, bro. Like somebody at that age, let's say you haven't accomplished much, and let's say you're struggling for life, through life, right? This man represents an opportunity, life change to you, and all these things. So, no offense to this person. But most likely this person was like kind of okay with it, and something didn't go their way, and that's why they feel the way they felt. Okay, let's just put that in perspective. I wasn't there. I'm not saying this is what happened, right? But somebody of his status does represent a life change. Okay. Now, the same can be said in the opposite way. Something didn't go her way, let's say, and she had this interaction for real with Trump, and somebody made her an offer she couldn't refuse. That could also be possible. That's a life-changing, offer that I'm putting on the table. Now, at the same time, me with this money, this power, and all these things, if a girl don't like me, this is how I see it. Okay?
Let me add
Move
let me
on.
add a little something. Let me add
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
go for it.
something. So before we started talking about this, I said that Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk were joining forces, right, to start their own network on Twitter. When Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox, guess what happened? Woman comes out the woodworks claiming that, oh, well, he was improper. Happened to Tucker. You guys might not remember. Same thing happened to Elon Musk like a year or two ago. Woman comes out, oh, Elon Musk exposed himself to me. Bro, I don't believe this stuff. Like, it happens too much. It seems like people who they don't like, who they want to take down, they bring out women and they get women to come out and say something about these dudes. It's happening too often.
But also, I'm
And you're going to tell me, Tucker Carlson, this dude who's making 20, 30, 40 million dollars a year on top of his game, he doesn't need to do any of this. Elon Musk could get any woman he wants. He ain't got to expose himself to some woman.
But also, when guys have this much power and money, they don't like taking a no for an answer.
No, what happens is they become targets. Look, bro, you can go hire a woman to say yes to everything, okay? Like, if that's what you...
It's still not the same. It's still not.
You believe Elon Musk was exposing himself to female employees at SpaceX?
I'm not saying that I believe that, but it's still a perspective that's thrown in there.
Dude, I don't believe
somebody throwing out a story that may or may not be true.
I believe these women think that they can get a come up, or maybe they're approached, or someone's putting them up to it. It's too often this happens. This is like the main attack vector. Go find a woman and have her make accusations. And another attack vector is child porn. That's another one where you're having these prominent people and you're like, what is this person doing with child porn on their work computer at work? No, people are planting that on that person's computer. A lot of times that's happening.
I can see that. And connecting AI once again to this whole situation, okay, it's only gonna get way worse, man. When they are able to make videos of yourself, just based on like pictures and stuff like that. They're able to copy your voice and the way you speak, speaking patterns and stuff. It'll get scary.
It's not scary.
I mean, right now people are already getting their pictures put on nude bodies.
Yeah, that girl was crying, taking her OnlyFans money.
Cutting into my money. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities with it. And I think if we don't watch it, we might have... it loses control very quickly.
Ed, why is this important to you? Like, why does it matter that Donald Trump gets indicted? Or
no, I didn't. I said I was tired of hearing about it. This man's been accused of so many things. I'm just like, oh, here we go again, man. Here we go again. But to me, it's like, why is this? They always do this with these guys they want to take down. Go find some woman, have her say something. It just keeps happening over and over and over.
But let's be honest, they're not just finding any woman. They're finding women who actually had some interaction, some type of interaction that we actually don't know.
He works in real estate, running all kind of businesses. You know, it could be a secretary. I don't know what's going on. Of course, there's women that have been around him. You know who never got accused? Know who never got accused, though? Bill Gates. No one said anything about him except for his wife. Said he was hanging out with Jeffrey too much, and that's why she left him. And you never heard nothing about that. You ain't hear nothing else about that.
He got enough money to cause memory loss. I don't know if you know that.
No, the difference is that he pays, like, the media, like, he's paying those people off. Like, he funds.
Yeah, what you think they pay? What you think he would be paying for that memory loss I just mentioned?
It's just, I don't know, man.
No, I don't know either. I'm just talking crap. Nine, what you?
I mean, all fair in love and war. There are still people coming forward with these things, with
Yeah.
these.
So love and war. Yeah.
All these
This is neither
weirdos, all
love
these
or
weirdos
war.
hanging out with Epstein. No one said anything about that. No one says anything about that.
True that.
And they messing with little kids.
Mhm.
I mean, your man, no matter what, even if he did do it, at least it was a 49-year-old woman. And she was okay with it for 30 years until she finally decided to say something. But
So 2 years, 2 years to talk. If not, don't even bring it up. Is that
dude,
what you
30 years, 30 years, man, that's a whole lifetime.
What you thinking? Yeah, she's
30 years is a long time, especially being the age.
bruh.
It's a long time.
30 years.
I
Have you been?
don't know.
Could you suffer? Could you suffer for 30 years and be okay with that? Like, be okay with yourself, man? Why bring it up now? If you was quiet for 30 years, bro.
Yeah, I would have kept it in silence.
But if you already been on 30 years, just like act like that didn't happen then. 30 years, me. I don't know. I mean, I'm being insensitive because maybe I didn't go through that or anything, but like, good 30 years, bro. You had 30 years. You had 29 years to say something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow. And you was already older of age. Did you get paid? Are you telling the whole complete story? Did you lead them on? Did you, like, what's the story?
That's a whole lot of different questions, and that's. I don't even believe it's something that's. Yeah, that should be brought forward, as in to put so much detail on the actual deeds. Okay, what went? Why did it go that way? And how? I mean, 30 years ago, I think I won't have a memory of how well it went or not. Yeah. And especially if I do not believe that that interaction was, in a sense, harmful to any other person,
Yeah.
I would find it hard to remember or to memorize what exactly it counted.
They all lying. They all lying as far as I'm concerned.
So
No,
So,
I'm serious too. Unless you show up to the police station with a black eye, cuts, bruises, the whole nine, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear
Okay.
it. Get out of here.
So, okay, this is my question though. How a bruised eye? If you thought you were going to stay quiet for this long, how would you have a picture of you with a bruised eye?
Like I said, like yeah, it's not valid. Like get it out of here. And a lot of times these women be lying. Like I don't know why people just automatically believe these women. Like I said,
Well-
if I don't see that you got cuts, bruises, black eyes, some loosened up molars, like okay, like I don't, nah.
Yeah, bro. It's not like it was 30 years ago.
It's not real.
Yeah, don't bring in. I don't know.
It's hard.
I don't want to.
You don't
Yeah.
want to dismiss a person's reality.
Their reality,
Yeah.
we can't go off of her reality. We got to go off of reality,
That's her story.
not her
That's
version.
her perspective. I mean, that's still a person.
Okay.
And if it's true or not, she is the one who knows.
Yeah, that is very true. But like, bro, like, come on, 30 years. I just don't understand it. Sorry for me being sensitive or whatever, but come on, dude. Come on.
It's
What
not
are you
real.
doing? 30 years later, just leave it alone at that
She just
point.
getting paid.
Or
That's
do-
what she's doing. She getting paid.
Or at least don't try to get like attention. You know what? It's just weird to me. But I don't want to dismiss it. Like and said somebody's reality. If this is true, this is your reality.
Why
I'm
do you
sorry
keep
that
saying
that's
it's
what
like
you-
her reality? That's not how reality works. You can't have your own reality. Okay, like you
Well, you formally
Reality
shape
is
your
basically
reality.
I
Okay?
can say, okay, my reality, I feel like you just robbed me. I feel like you owe me $5,000. So in my reality, you need to pay me.
Okay.
I want my money too.
Yeah, in your reality. But did I lend you that money? No.
Yeah, in my reality.
Then you have a fair point in discussing that with the court. Let's go to court.
But he also have a very fair, like, you know, whatever we say to argue with what he just said, it can be thrown at us as well. So I get it. If we say, was your evidence, was her evidence? If we say, maybe you're lying. No, you're lying.
I just don't like it, man. It's just. But I think we've exhausted this topic. It's not. It's some bogus charges. I think we all can agree on that. And yeah.
Yeah. Speak up, girls. We got your back.
No.
Bring evidence up.
All right.
Just speak up.
Unidentified Podcast.
We out.